Welcome back to another episode of the FallBall Fellas. As you can see, we don't have Hunter today. He is too busy in Cancun with the rest of the Philadelphia Eagles roster, and
And the
we do not
Steelers.
miss him right now. And the Steelers, but you didn't go to Cancun. You got to save up a bit more money for that.
Yeah, I can't afford that.
All right. Yeah, I couldn't right now either. Mainly because of Ohio State money line, but we're not gonna go that far right now either.
Yikes.
But guys, there is a lot of stuff that has happened over the last 10 days at this point. I know we're recording a little bit later in the week. It actually kind of works out. You can listen to this a little bit more fresh. Playoffs are going to be right around the corner. When by the time we release this, the playoffs will be the following day. And then the college football playoffs with that long break in between from last Friday to this coming Monday on MLK Day Monday, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know some of us will be off work. Others will not be. I am off work, so that'll be a nice catch-up day for me, get some chores done and all that.
Not me.
Yeah, there's
Not
a
me.
long break from the semifinals to the college football national championship. But honestly, let's dig right in. Now I'm going to start with the game that I would say for one fan base was very entertaining. For the other one, it felt like a repeat of last season in the college football playoffs. Indiana clobbered the crap out of the Oregon Ducks.
Yeah.
Now, we were all on Indiana before this game, so them winning came as no shock, but just how they did it. Like, we had talked about this, alt spreading that game out. Now, if you got real balls
Yeah.
over 19 and a half, you would be rolling in dough right now. But the spread itself was, 3.5 at kickoff?
Yeah, I think so.
Most sweat-free play of your life if you took that.
Yeah, for real.
First play of the game. I can't say that because there was a kickoff, but first offensive play of the game for Oregon, D'Angelo Pons, pick six on that out route.
Yep.
And that set the tone for the game. Now, don't get me wrong. Oregon did go right down the field and tie that score up at 7-7, and then the game wasn't close from that point forward.
Yeah, that was the last ditch hope they had when they tied it up.
There was a crazy statistic at one point. It was like midway through the third quarter, and I'm going to recalculate, but they had said that Mendoza in the college football playoffs had 5 incompletions in about game and a half, 8 touchdown passes. Now, in this game, he had 3 incompletions and 5 touchdown passes. Clinical.
He's on an insane run right now.
Yeah, and that came on low volume too. So his air yard average was actually really good in this game. They were 5 for 5 on contested catches. Every time he threw the ball up to a wide receiver, whether it was a back shoulder, Charlie Becker high pointing the ball, his guys came down with it.
Oof.
Now,
some nasty catches in that game.
Do we think this that pace cannot be sustainable, right?
I mean, they're going to face a little bit more of a test with Miami and their defense, but I just think it's their run. This is their season. I think it's just their time to win it.
Yeah.
So,
and I know I'm someone that usually gets into the whole things being rigged and everything like that. I'm not going to get into it this year, but there's a lot of scandal going on right now with Indiana's wins. I don't know if you've seen that stuff.
Yeah, that I did see some of that. What is it like? They're hacking the other team's sound or headsets or something. I don't know. It would make sense why they're just totally dominating everyone, but I don't think it's
it was hacking into their practice scout film or whatever it was like scout when they're scouting their practice film I don't think that's true whatsoever because once again they got the pick six and then they let them score touchdowns. So unless they're playing 4D chess right now, I really don't know what's going on. But yeah, Indiana coast to coast in this game, took it home, ended up winning by 34. They hit the over in this game on their own, and Signetti is going for that national championship. And right now they look primed to. They are 8.5-point favorites. We'll get into that game here shortly. But yeah, I think we've given Indiana enough of their flowers. It was Phil's last team of destiny, which is only right that they are having the type of season that they are. He stopped the podcast. I think it was the weeks in between when Indiana actually played Oregon the last time. And Phil was, I think, the only person on Indiana going into Austin Stadium to win. That was his team of destiny. He left us, and it's a team of destiny. So I guess the next time we have Phil give a team, Just put your money on them to win the national
You listen.
championship.
Yeah. When Phil talks, you listen. And just for the record, I am one of Dan Lanning's biggest haters. I cannot stand that guy.
You said that last podcast too.
Did I? Okay, well, I'm glad that I've stayed true on that. But I just think there's something going on with him, and something in his nose, man. I don't know.
He's got a little sugar.
But I can't stand him, and he loses. Has he won a big game at Oregon?
I mean,
he gets
won the championship last year.
Yeah, he gets dominated in these games too. It's not like they're close games either, which is we'll see how that plays out the next few years. But
yeah, they did beat Ohio State last year in the regular season, but that was a home game. That was on the Will Howard late slide, where they didn't get the spike or the field goal. Or actually, I think they still had a timeout at that point. But
yeah, he slid too late.
And then they beat Penn State too.
Yeah, and then they got dominated by Ohio State. So
yeah, Ohio State got its revenge. That was their revenge tour last year. And once again, we're going to talk about the other semifinal game first. But Ohio State's their portal class is kind of getting destroyed with the whole NIL. They're actually feeling a lot of it right now. But next game we'll go into Miami, Ole Miss. Now, this is a game I know you guys were getting annoyed with me. I was texting the entire first half. Miami probably should have been up 4 touchdowns in this first half. I don't know how. I won't even say Ole Miss kept this game close. There was a targeting call that they took back in the first half that a guy did the same thing in the second half, and they ejected him for the game. And now he's missing the first half of the national championship game for Miami.
That role is so bad.
Yeah. This was a game of controversial calls. This was a game of what ifs. Like Miami should have put Ole Miss away in that first half, and Miami's really good at killing time, and they did a good job of that at points over the course of the playoffs. But they dropped 5 interceptions in this game, like sitters. Not all of them were complex. 2 of them should have been pick sixes. So for Ole Miss to even be around in this game was crazy. Trinidad had a pretty darn good game. Kewan Lacey had that one really long touchdown in the first quarter to put them up 7-3. 17-13 at half, though. And then this game at the end of the third quarter and into the fourth was just insane to watch. It reminded me a lot of that Steelers-Ravens game from Week 18 of just the back-and-forth nature.
Points.
Yep. So Miami ended up trailing in this game 3 different times. And with 3:13 left, Carson Beck leads the Miami Hurricanes on the 98 yards with the fellas drive of the week. Sponsored by Modelo. No, I'm just kidding. I got to cut that out. If Modelo would sponsor that, if they were to sponsor it.
It'd be sweet.
In the show. Yeah. Okay. I'll hit them up after this, try to get a partnership deal. But
perfect.
15 play, 75-yard drive. The clock started at 3:13. Carson Beck on 2nd and goal. Huge scramble. I don't know if you saw the replay of this game. The Ole Miss lineman fell down, did not stand back up to try to make a play on it. Just had his
bad luck.
Just was sitting there watching it. But
yeah,
he makes a good read. It was man coverage. Everyone got pulled from that side of the field. He made a good play. Carson Beck's not known as a runner. But honestly, it's been nice. I don't like the dude as a human being. But as a football player, it seems to me that they told him to stop turning the ball over and taking as many risks. And he stopped doing it, and now they're winning football games. So it works.
Yeah, good for him, honestly. I mean, I have had no faith in Miami since early on in the season because they did look good to start the year, and then, am I wrong? And then they kind of slid off.
They beat Notre Dame in week 1.
Yeah, barely snuck in, and this is a team I've doubted. I think Indiana's kind of a team that I'm like, yeah, okay, how long is this going to last? And same with Miami. So it'll be an interesting matchup. I didn't get to watch this game because it's Thursday night. I got to be up at 3 a.m. to go to work. So it was more like just watching the highlights and reading through Noah's 100 text messages that he sent me complaining about the game.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much it. But
ended up being a heck of a football game to watch, though. And we do have a national championship game between the Hurricanes and the Indiana Hoosiers. Now, before we get into a tiny little breakdown of that game, I do want to talk a little bit about the transfer portal and some of the madness that's been going on. So since then, and you can bring up any players that come to mind. The Damon Williams absolutely crapped on him last week. Decided to stay at Washington.
Yeah.
Just weird scenario. And the guy that was at the basketball game, Sam Levitt, with Lane Kiffin, when that news broke, ended up being the player to sign. So I don't know if this was a situation of Lane offered him a ton of money, and then after he decided he wanted to do that, and then they offered Levitt more money and decided they wanted to go with Sam Levitt. That's how I think this happened. But I feel bad in a sense for Damon Williams because these kids are just trying to put themselves in financially good situations. Because who knows, you can get hurt any day. You could tank your draft stock like Drew Allar. So it's imperative to get the money when you can, especially in something as lucrative as college football and NFL, where one play can literally end your entire career.
Yeah. It kind of seemed like a situation where Damon wanted to kind of avoid the controversy. So he was just like, I'm going to go back to Washington and we're going to end this. We're going to put this to bed. But yeah, that was crazy how that worked. I think Levitt will be pretty good for them. I don't think that's a guy necessarily you can win a national championship with. But we'll see. I mean, Lane Kiffin's a good coach. Horrible person. Good coach.
Horrible person. Have you seen all the hot yoga memes with him?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw something on Twitter or X that was like, how many posts has Lane Kiffin had in the last year that had a girl in it or something, had any sort of woman in it? And it was like 50 plus. I mean, the dude is just
every one of them.
An all-time scumbag. I don't know if if it's kind of like his shtick, but
I think it's
crazy.
I think he's the SEC football coach that's like, does he have a wife? I'm not even quite sure. I would feel bad if he has a wife.
Man, if he does, that's rough.
That right now. I'm Googling
That's rough if he does. Whew.
Okay. It makes it a little bit better. He got divorced in 2016. Yeah, he got divorced in 2016. So he is definitely having some fun living down in the South and being a top-tier football coach in the SEC. That you are literally a celebrity down there if you're a football coach.
Yeah. And he got in good shape too, lost some weight. So he's
It's the hot yoga.
It's
the college girls in hot yoga.
It's crazy. Oh, you coach LSU? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Okay. I do work at a school now, so we're gonna try to keep this as PG as possible. Just in case any of the kids are watching this. But some other transfer portal news. We did just talk about the LSU. I don't know how Levitt's gonna work out. He kind of got bailed constantly by their number one wide receiver. And
he's banged up a lot.
But they still had success with their backup, who's genuinely not that good. So I don't know how much of a role Sam Levitt played. He's an athletic dude, has a strong arm. We'll see how that works out. For one, don't think LSU's or any school, this matter of fact, is going to make that big of a turnaround in a couple of years.
Yeah.
Or a year, because LSU had a very mid-season.
We'll see. Yeah, they were not good this year.
I don't know if I can speak things into absolute because no part of me thought 2 years ago Indiana would ever be a national championship contender. And here we are in the year 2026, and they are a touchdown and a point favorite. So
it's insane. And I think I'd take it too. I think I'd take the points too. Now, everything I've said college football related and my picks with college football have been so far off. So maybe you should take Miami.
Yeah, it's a different sport. It's a different landscape at this point. I mean, we talked about this a lot of times with the transfer portal. Like Trinidad Chambliss, after that loss, applied for another year of eligibility in college, got denied. And if we know one thing about the NCAA, they're spineless. They will bend backwards because he is bringing it to Mississippi State court. And he'll end up getting an extra year because they bend over backwards for these kids and basically let them get away with anything. Because you can't stop a kid from going to a college for classes.
Yeah. Now, do you think what round do you think he would go in? Do you think he'd get drafted? Right? I think the playoff, his draft stock had to have gone up a little bit.
I'd say probably like a 3rd to 5th round grade right now. If I were grading him, I think his size is a little bit of an issue.
Yeah.
Um,
Would you draft
yeah,
him or Drew Aller?
if we're going off measurables alone, I would still take Drew Aller. And I know a lot of people are probably not going to like to hear this. I do think when he has his pro day and the combine happens, his draft stock's going to shoot right back up.
I thought the same thing, and the fact that he didn't play in any like big games or anything down the stretch this year, I think people are going to kind of forget some of his downfalls that he's had in these big games, and they're going to look at the measurables and like his throwing motion, all that. And I think you're right. I think his stock ends up going back up. I mean, I don't know how far, maybe 3rd round, but it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I do genuinely think that Allard got the raw end of the stick in all this. I do still think he's a 5-star talent. If anyone has watched Penn State for the last decade, we really haven't had I can't say we haven't had a quarterback have success at the NFL level. So that tells you how much success we have in developing quarterbacks for that next level. Now, we developed McSorley into probably a top 10 quarterback in college, but McSorley was a good college quarterback, and translating that to the NFL is a completely different story.
Yeah.
Allar is someone that may not have had the college career, but with his measurables and everything, could end up having a good success at the next stage in his career. But that brought me up to something else, because there's so much we could talk about with college. There's a new thing going to court. I had talked about the playing 5 seasons in 5 years as being a rule.
Yeah.
I sent you guys this the other day in the chat. They're potentially going to shift the redshirt rule to 9 games played in a season. Just make it half the game. Half the season. Make it half the season. 9 games is literally a full season for the most part.
Base it off snaps.
Yeah.
How much you play. Like, Drew Aller, I haven't heard anything as far as him declaring for the draft.
No. I think they're waiting to see.
Usually they at least make a statement, even if they're a senior. Yeah. I honestly think if this goes through, he's going to try to play somewhere else next year.
I mean, I would too if I were him. Like, the amount of money that you get guaranteed being right now, I think, what's he being mocked at? Like a 4th or 5th round pick at this point in time? I don't even know. Like I said, with his measurables, he's probably going to shoot up the draft board, and people are going to be cautious on him. But and we'll actually use this as a segue into something else. Allar is someone that should have went out last year and ruined his draft stock and got injured, and he can still improve that.
Listen, shout out to him for coming back.
Dante Moore for Oregon, the number 2 guaranteed player, or number 2 guaranteed quarterback, probably 2 overall, mocked in the draft, is deciding to come back to Oregon. Now, absolute shocker for me, because you are leaving a lot of guaranteed money out on the table. My thought, though, and I'm curious if you're thinking this too, are people that desperate not to go to the Jets that they'll come back to college?
That team is so pathetic. Honestly, his agent could have talked him out of that. I mean, that's how bad the Jets are. There's nothing about that team that's even good. Like, they don't have any players that are good. They traded everyone. They have nobody.
I looked.
Who's he throwing the ball to? John Mechie?
Yeah. Do you want to know? And you probably know this too. The Jets are have the longest active drought not making the NFL playoffs. Now, I sent this in the chat too. At this point in time, when there were 12 teams, I actually liked that better, because it gave. You had to fight for that position. With the 14 teams, 44% of the league makes the playoffs every single year. So, like, you're nearly getting half the teams in. I think that's a bit too much for a professional sports league, getting that many teams in. Now, I know, like, the NBA does 8 and 8. Well, actually 10 and 10 now out of the 15, which is also
way too much.
It's ridiculous. It's just to keep eyes on the sport for longer, so more games matter. And they're doing the same thing in the NFL now.
Make more money.
So what making the playoffs for college football does too. It makes more games matter, makes more money for the sport, gets more eyes on the television screen. Where was I even going with that? What were we just talking about? I segued so much that I'm
Dante Moore.
Yeah, he made a mistake. I will say that. Like, regardless of if you want to play for a team or not, what you're guaranteed as a first round, even top 5 draft pick, you're guaranteed around $20 million in your contract. Signing bonus is usually around $6 to $8 million. And Jackson Dart got drafted at 24 last year, 25, something like that. And he made $17 million guaranteed in his rookie contract. So as a top 2 pick, that's probably going to be a little bit higher guaranteed money and a higher signing bonus. So he's not making that much at Oregon this year. Like maybe he's making $4 or $5 million in Oregon, but there's no way he really can improve his draft stock right now. The only thing that genuinely makes sense to me is he either wants to stay in college and party more, or he is just that scared of going to the New York Jets.
He very well could just not want to go to the Jets. I mean, that could be a career death sentence. Like, I mean, you get
it is a career death sentence. We know that already.
Yeah, you get. I mean, if you only care about the money, sure. Like you're gonna get that money for being a top 5 pick, but your career could definitely be over within 3-4 years. So
yeah,
that's tough. Okay.
I was gonna ask you this earlier too. How many years have the Jets not made the playoffs consecutively?
Well, it's been since Mark Sanchez and Rex Ryan. Mark Sanchez is in jail now.
He literally is. That's a crazy story too.
The last quarterback to take them to the playoffs is now in jail. I think it's probably been 12 years.
15.
Oh.
Like, you have to be
and I don't see him getting back.
Bad franchise.
Within the next 5.
We think of the Raiders as a horrible franchise. They were in the playoffs like 3 years ago. So
they stink too, really bad.
To be this generationally bad, I don't know a whole lot about the Jets organization, but I look at that and I'm like, that means that you fail. Everyone in that organization fails every single year. Everything that they do.
It's from top to bottom.
They're borderline, like, if you're a fan of them, what are you still doing? Like, pick another team. I don't care if you were born into it and you watched Broadway Joe play. Switch teams. They clearly do not care about making that franchise any better.
I think their fans are doing a lot of drinking on Sundays. That's about it. Because that is brutal.
Doing a lot of drinking, not watching the game. That's what I would do if I was a Jets fan.
Drinking too much before the game so you don't remember the game. Yeah, probably.
Literally. Were there any more big transfer portal news? Like I know Coy Parrish, who's a both side of the ball athlete, went to Oregon, so they probably paid up quite a bit for him. Trying to think of some other like bigger name guys. I know Cam Coleman for Auburn transferred to Texas.
He's a stud. Yeah.
Raiola. They're going to be scary next year. Oh, yeah. Raiola to Oregon. Have you seen this?
No. What about Mahomes and all that stuff?
Yes. That Mahomes sat behind someone in college, and they think Raiola is staying so that he could sit behind someone, get better, and then get drafted and get – I don't even know, man.
He's not doing very well at avoiding the allegations, I'll say that.
No, everything that he does is – I mean, if he turns out to be the next Mahomes, a genius move by him, great strategy.
Be crazy. I think he's a talented guy.
You make it. He's got talent. They just had Matt Rule as head coach, and they threw 2-yard passes every single play.
Yeah, I'm really glad that we didn't hire Matt Rule. I will say that.
Mm-hmm. At Penn State, we really don't have any big news. Everyone took a bus from Ames, Iowa, and came right to Happy Valley. So.
Yep. Hey, that's the Signetti blueprint.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So we'll use that to segue into our Fall Ball 5. Now, we have one game left in the college football playoff season. We're going to go over some records real quick. Now, without Hunter being here, this is a little less fun for me because
crazy time for him to go on vacation.
Everyone was on Ole Miss last week. I was the sole survivor on the Miami Hurricanes. Just call me a prophet or something like that. There was a Noah in the Bible, so take that as you will.
Good name.
Hunter and I tied 59-39 atop the leaderboard. Phil, 45-53.
That's crazy.
Burnsy, 18-15. So,
okay,
this has been a 2-man race for about 70% of the season. Next year, hopefully, we'll have a little bit more competition amongst all of us. It all comes down to one game. Now, Hunter and I are on the same side of this game with him not being here. Both Phil and Hunter are going to be on Indiana in this matchup. I am also going to be on Indiana, and I assume you will also be on Indiana as well.
Yeah, which only means one thing. Miami is going to win.
Yeah. So.
Wow, you guys are going to take a tie.
No.
You're going to take the tie into the season.
We have a total point tiebreaker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this is where knowing ball is going to matter. Now, Hunter, I know you probably used AI to look up what the most possible score of this game was, because what he gave me for these, not score of this game, we're going points because score can get a little bit messy.
Yeah.
He just gave me what the over-under was. So this is me picking higher or lower than the over-under. Hunter is at 48 points total. Now.
That's funny.
What stinks about this, though, is that both teams can take up a lot of time of possession. I don't think Indiana, both good running teams. Miami, I think actually, for the first time this year, I think Indiana's playing a team that has better trenches than itself. I think Miami can move that line of scrimmage both offensively and defensively. I think they can limit Indiana. Now, that doesn't mean stop them. I still think Indiana can put up points in this game and win. But I genuinely think that, you know what? I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to pick 47. So long story short, Hunter's picking the over and I'm picking the under for this football game. I wanted to go 45, but what's the point of going 45? If it hits 47, he wins, and I think it's going to be lower than what he puts. So I'm going to go with 47. So this game is going to be decided by the smallest margins. And now what's on the line here? Talked about a little bit. Both Phil and the loser will owe the winner $20 in cash. That's it. It's nothing too crazy. Next year, we're going to do something a little bit similar to this. But, Burnsy, you got anything to say on the matchup itself in this game?
No, I think if I not really. I mean, I think Indiana is the team of destiny. I think I've said that a few times. But I think if I pick the score exactly right, I should win this. That's what I think. I'm going to put a score out there. All right?
Put a score out there.
All right. It's going to be 23-13. Indiana wins. Now, we'll come back next week, and when that's exactly right, I'll say that, and I won't bet on it because that's not going to happen, but then it'll hit, and I'll be ticked.
So I actually like your Indiana score there, winning by like 10. I think they win by that 7-10 margin. That spread's going to be very close. Now, how I see this game playing out, I think Indiana, and this is where the 47 comes in, I think this is a 27-20 type game. I think Miami can hold Indiana to 6 to 7 points per quarter.
So you think they cover Miami?
I think Miami will cover. I think it'll be one of those situations where Miami will kick a field goal to make it a one-possession game very late.
And they won't, and they don't get the ball back.
They don't get the ball back, and Indiana runs out the clock. And Fernando Mangota and Kirk Cincinnati will win their first national championship for the Indiana Hoosiers.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, I say 23-13, but Indiana could put up 40 or 50 points, and I wouldn't be surprised because that's just what they've done.
Yeah.
So
I would be surprised for this game specifically because Indiana has struggled against elite defenses this season. They scored, I believe, sub 20 against Iowa. They scored sub 20 against Ohio State. Penn State didn't have the greatest defense, and what was that, 27-24?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do think Miami has a much better defense than Penn State. And Miami, here's the other thing that we haven't talked about. Miami's playing a home game. So
yeah, that's true. I keep forgetting that. That's crazy that they're playing at home. But
it's like the Rams in 2021 where they played at home for the Super Bowl.
Yeah. See, I could see Miami covering in this game. I could.
I think a cover is very realistic.
But I could see Indiana winning by 20. I don't know.
I could see that in the Oregon game. Once again, I won't be surprised if it. I will be surprised if it happens in this matchup because I think they both match up very, very well. Corner at wide receiver, the defensive offensive lines. Now, I will give Indiana Okay, wait. I have a question because I asked someone else this. I asked my father-in-law this. Do you think the jump for Indiana was greater from 2023 or sorry, I'll just say, do you think the jump for Indiana was larger jumping from where they were to where they were last year or where they were last year to where they were this year?
I'd say probably from what they were 2 years ago into last year.
I want to
Because
hear
they
your
were
reason.
not, they were, I mean, they were nothing. They weren't good at all. And they jumped up to being contenders and making the playoff. Granted, I don't know. I don't think necessarily I ever thought they had a chance to win it all last year. And then this year they're like dominant. So it's a good question. But I just think because they were just absolutely nothing 2 years ago. And from what he made them in year one, I think it's so impressive.
Now, that's a question I got for the comments section of this podcast, and I'll actually make this a clip as well for you guys. I want to know, do you guys think the jump for Indiana from 2023 to 2024 was larger or 2024 to 2025? I personally take the jump from 24 to 25. I think becoming a top 15 team from being unranked is actually not that it's a difficult thing to do, but it's not impossible. Now, from jumping from a team that's just like top 15 to a national title front runner, making that jump from 15 to 1 is bigger than like 80 to 15 in my humble opinion.
Yeah, it's a big jump. I mean, it's close. It's a good question for sure. Now, I was talking to my buddies about this when we were watching the Indiana game. Is this the best college football team you've watched since the LSU team?
Oh, yes, since the LSU team, yes.
What do you think if they played? What do you think the spread would be in that game?
I don't think it would be that large, to be fair. That LSU team had a lot of big names on defense, but they really didn't perform insanely well. Yeah. I would probably I think the over under would be the interesting thing in this game. Now, I think LSU would probably be like 5.5 point favorites.
Yeah, I was thinking like 6.5.
Over under would be like mid 50s. Maybe high 50s.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It's
hard to think that defense would stop, that LSU defense would stop this Indiana team, but I don't think that Indiana defense could stop Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson.
No, I don't think so either. But yeah, I think Indiana wins. Curt Cignetti gets it done, and then we'll transition into it. Curt Cignetti, what else do you have to prove? Come to the NFL. Be the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's go.
Now, okay, we'll get into the Pittsburgh with Tomlin. It was a mutual parting of ways was what I was. Okay. Now, yeah, let's do our wild card recap first, and then we'll get into some of that off-season stuff and then go into this weekend. So, heck of a start to the weekend with the games. Saturday, 2 bangers of games. We had the Rams-Panthers. Rams scored a touchdown. There were first 3 games of the wild card weekend, all decided. The team that led at the 2-minute warning in the fourth quarter lost the football game. Rams scored a touchdown late in that game. I believe was that who scored there? Was it Kyron? No, that was a Parkinson
Parkinson
catch on the sideline. Yeah, sorry, Kyron scored a little bit earlier. But yeah, the Colby Parkinson catch was crazy good. Stuck the ball above the pylon, and they held on to win. The Bears make a gigantic comeback. Oof. They were down, let's see, it was 21-3 at half, 21-6 entering the fourth quarter, and they outscored the Packers 25-6 in the fourth quarter to take the game. That
comeback or collapse?
It was a collapse. If I'm being honest here, and I'm the owner of the Packers, I'm firing LaFleur. Like, he has very good teams every single year. That's an inexcusable game to lose. McManus also missed 2 field goals in that game. So
he was terrible. Yeah, that was brutal. And he was bad all year too, which is the crazy part. I think he was like 3 of 9 from 45 plus or something like that. So I don't know how you keep a guy like that.
You can't be doing that in today's NFL. And then my personal favorite game, like my player that I love to watch the most in the NFL nowadays is Josh Allen. That's my I love Peyton Manning back in the day. I know they don't have similar play styles whatsoever, but like Josh Allen is so exciting to watch play football. he battled through a couple of like early stingers in this game. One, he got his knee bent back on. He got his like head sat on by the crappier Josh Allen. But the Bills on a 10-yard tush push, then QB sneaked the next one in. Motion set, dude, he literally got picked up by his linemen because they were shoving each other. Craziest.
You think that was like you think that was a no Moss situation for the Jags? Like, let him score?
Yeah. I think they personally should have. There's a lot of controversy of how the Bills handled the end of that game after the first down. Some people were like, you shouldn't need the ball once and killed some more time. In my opinion, you don't know if you're going to score that touchdown. You take it when you can. The Jaguars have had a good defense all season. I know you don't want to give them time, but at some point you have to trust your defense to go out there and make a stop.
Yeah, and if your defense makes that stop, that's huge for their confidence to go on this playoff run. So
yeah,
I agree with just
first
score.
Play of the drive.
Yeah.
So yeah, Lawrence.
Josh Allen also had
to their season. Good. I lost you there for a sec.
I hear you.
Keep going.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Josh Allen had 4 career-ending injuries in this game. Like, I thought he was done. He's a warrior. So shout out to him.
Yeah, he made a lot of big plays there. Now, the one bad thing for the Bills right now, they only have 3 healthy wide receivers on their roster right now. Both Gabe Davis and Tyrell Shavers suffered torn ACLs in that game, which is a huge deal. Khalil Shakir continues to be a underrated and undervalued guy in the league. What they got him, Keon Coleman, I know, made a big catch in that game, and Brandon Cooks.
He stinks.
Elderly Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, Keon Coleman stinks. So
I don't think
it's going to be tough.
He's always been a jump ball wide receiver, and I get that doesn't have a huge impact play to play in this league, but like he's still an athletic guy that in reality, the reason he doesn't get more touches is because he's a horrible like teammate and doesn't show up to meetings and is just a head case. It seems like, he's a talented dude. Just lob the ball up to him against some of these corners.
Well, they're going to have to.
Yeah.
It's going to be the Josh Allen J. Hook show for them.
Yeah, literally. Now, 49ers upset the Eagles. This wasn't a team leading at the 2-minute warning, but they scored a couple minutes before that. And then Kevin Patullo, who is now no longer employed, drew up the worst 4th down play I think I've ever seen, and Jalen Hurts still threw the ball, even though there was quadruple coverage in that area. The Eagles probably should have won this football game. They had both teams missed an extra point, but their offense stalled out at a lot of points in this game. It honestly disgusts me to watch that offense. We've talked about it before. Every time they made a big play, they ran some like stupid halfback counter when just running it right up the middle with Saquon was working every play. But instead, they tried to get cute all the time, and it wasn't working.
Yep. Yeah, and now Hunter is on vacation with the Eagles' former offensive coordinator in Cancun. So, yeah, I know Hunter has been – I mean, not just Hunter. I mean, I know a lot of Eagles fans, and they all despise this man. So, they'll have a new OC next year. We'll see. I mean, I don't know if A.J. Brown's back.
They shouldn't bring him back. Dude,
it's a disaster with him.
Right in Sirianni's face.
I think they hate each other.
They do.
Genuinely. Hate each other. They definitely do. So
what is it with wide receivers? You don't see running backs doing this to coaches or being this big of idiots on the internet. Like,
they need their touches, dude, or that's how they get.
Yeah, I think he'll be on the offseason, quite frankly, if you're an Eagles fan.
Yeah.
I know he's
and Devonta Smith he's plenty good enough to be a wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
So
or just pay up. I know they have one of the best owners in all of football. Just get another wide receiver. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, we'll give you DK. We'll give you DK for free.
Dude, I could see them doing like a load of picks for Justin Jefferson. Like, he needs to be in the market.
Their GM does not care. He will give them all ther picks for Justin Jefferson. So
he 100% will, and somehow he'll get those picks back on their like seventh string defensive tackle. So
probably,
yeah, he's a mastermind at that stuff.
It's a well-run team.
Now I gotta say, I have wiped my hands clean of my sports gambling career, and it's upsetting that my last play of my gambling career was Chargers plus 3.5. Disgusting. disgusting. Yeah, I saw a bunch of sharps talking about this, and quite frankly, the Chargers defense played exactly how I thought they would. But when they got the ball at the 10-yard line and then proceeded to, I think, not score on that drive because they went for it on like it was. Well, let's see.
Yeah, I think it was from I want to say the 2-yard line.
10-yard line, first and goal at the 10, 4th and 2. Had Keenan Allen pretty open too, and just skies it over his heads. Yeah, Chargers had every opportunity to win that football game. They did not give themselves the opportunity to win that football game, and Patriots defense locked in. I do feel bad for Herbert to a point. There are a lot of plays he could have made. Like he had Ladd McConkey wide open for a touchdown at one point early in the first quarter.
Oh, wide open.
Yeah, and he was looking at him when he ran. He just didn't throw the football.
Yeah.
But his O-line is also awful. Like,
so bad.
All these teams are running like defensive stunts and loop blitzes and stuff. And I don't know how offensive linemen can't see, I'm not blocking someone. There's someone running on my left side. Maybe I should block someone when I'm not blocking anyone.
Yeah.
I don't get it, dude.
It's
Protections
bad.
are all messed up because of these
loop
bad
blitzes
now. Yeah. And then speaking of offensive line mishaps, last game and one that is both good and bad for Steelers fans. Texans run away with this game late. It was 10-6 entering the fourth quarter. There was a questionable miss on I can't even say questionable miss. They just missed a roughing the passer on Rodgers. I think the refs just wanted this game to be over, to be fully honest, because it was disgusting to watch. Steelers
yes,
fall 30
it was.
to 6. 2 defensive touchdowns by the Houston Texans, and they're on to the next round.
Yeah, brutal game. I mean, I picked the Steelers, obviously. Deep down, I knew that this would be the outcome because this is who they have been for 10 years. And I wore this just for the pod, but make the Steelers great again, fire Mike Tomlin, and they didn't fire him. They kind of maybe did. I think it may have been mutual, but I'm finally free of Michael Tomlin, and I've never been happier. I forgot about the loss the second they fired him.
Yeah,
I don't even care.
Happened the next day too, along with the Patullo firing as well. Arthur Smith's got to go though. I'm assuming he will be.
The fact it's honestly absurd to me that people are interviewing him to be a head coach. How can you watch that game where he has interviews with the Titans and somewhere else, and then he has an interview to be the Lions OC? How do you watch that game and see them not score a touchdown and want to? Great guy, all right, though, but he sucks as a coach.
I do respect, and I know our buddy Blair made some points. Like this all starts with the ownership, if we're being real here, and not spending for those guys. They failed when they didn't sign a second wide receiver in the offseason that was actually competent.
Yes.
Now, DK had his ups and downs. He missed, quite frankly, if he catches that pass in the first quarter that it was, that like 30-yard drop he had, this game might end up a lot differently.
Totally different game.
All momentum. Yeah, because the Steelers had all momentum in that first half. They had 2 strip sacks of Stroud, couldn't come away with touchdowns or really just anything after those.
Stroud looked actually horrendous. I don't even have words to describe how bad he looked. We had all the chances. If DK catches that ball, it's a different game because that's guaranteed points there because it would have taken us down to like 25-yard line. And ever since that point, it was all them. It was all Texans after that. So.
One of the stories coming out of this game was the injury to Nico Collins, who will most certainly be out. It was a concussion, right?
Yeah, and he actually he had to take a vacation to Joey Porter Island, actually. So I think he'll be out next game. So
he didn't really do anything before that injury, so it was pretty sticky coverage. But yeah, Nico Collins will be out for the game against the Patriots, and I also think Christian Gonzalez got hurt. I did not see the latest update on if he's playing or not.
I think I saw he practiced.
Okay,
I think I saw he practiced.
Play. But Christian,
and that was concussion for him too.
Yeah,
Christian Gonzalez. Yeah, and he's practicing, so I think he'll be back. apparently Christian Kirk,
dude.
Apparently Christian Kirk is the greatest player of all time because he owned the Steelers on Monday night.
This was genuinely the craziest stat line I think I've ever seen in my life. Christian Kirk before this game, and I'm pretty sure he played in like every game this year.
Yeah, you're gonna make me sick.
If not, wait, I'm checking real quick. I don't think it'll tell me how many games he played. Okay, sorry. Christian Kirk was hurt for part of this year. He played in 13 of 17 regular season games. 13 games. Okay. Christian Kirk had 28 catches for 239 yards and 1 touchdown all season in 13 games. In one game in the playoffs, he had 8 catches. So that is
for
roughly
500 yards.
Dude, that's over 25% of his catches for the season for 144 yards. So he went over 50% of his season yards total in one game, but in the playoffs. And then he scored a touchdown. So like
only the Steelers, man. Only the Steelers could allow that to happen.
What a crazy turn of events here.
It was pathetic.
Just crazy. So I know you had brought this up before the podcast. Let's play a little game of what do we want to call this? Your head coaching search. What are we calling this game?
Just yes or no.
It's just the yes or no game?
Yep.
All right. So what we're going to do here.
The happiness meter.
The happiness meter. I am going to name, we'll do like 5 to 7 head coaches that could be potentials for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And he will just give me a quick yes or no and maybe a sentence or two on how he feels about it. Now, first one I'm going to go with, I was going to go with Harbaugh, and then he got hired by the Giants. That was big news. We don't have to really go too much in depth with that because we have a whole offseason once again. But my first one, and someone I actually think would be a good fit for the job, Marcus Freeman.
Oh, no. He fits the bill of someone we would hire, but what's he done? He hasn't done anything. I mean, he took him to the national championship, but he's a young guy that I think that the Steelers would entertain.
I think he's the right kind of. Honestly, he kind of reminds me of Mike Tomlin a little bit, and their demeanor. Mike Tomlin's a little bit more weird than him, but like they're both like religious guys that are very team and family oriented. So I think he fits the culture of the Steelers very well. But yeah, I understand. He's not really proven he's proven at the college level, but does that translate is the thing. Now, next one, I'm not going to go Signetti because I know you would be like, oh yeah, I want Signetti. So
be great.
I'm going to go a retired gentleman, Nick Saban.
No. No. I mean, he coached in the NFL before, right? That was like way, way back, but the Steelers want someone that can coach for 20 years, and he'll be 100 by the time that happens. So
that's true.
I'd say no.
Someone under the age of 40. So,
although I respect Nick Saban, he's a great coach.
Yeah. I was just curious because I know there's been a lot of people thinking that maybe he'll come back to the college landscape. I mean, it's retirement age for him. It is time to hang it up, and he has.
Don't be Pete Carroll. Don't be Pete Carroll.
I mean, I almost said Pete Carroll, but I'm not going to go Pete Carroll. He's got to retire.
Yes.
Okay, this is someone that I am curious to know your thoughts on this. Now, I don't think this is going to be like a legitimate candidate, but like, I didn't hate him for this team. Raheem Morris.
No.
Okay, we'll move on.
I don't need to say it. I don't know.
This name I've seen get linked a little bit over the last couple of days. Brian Flores.
But they need to hire, if he were to be the head coach, they need to hire a young offensive-minded coordinator. And he has to have full control of the offense. I don't want Flores. Flores is great on the defense. That's your side of the ball. Don't touch the offense. Hire some young guy. I have a name in mind, but I don't know if he's on the list. So,
yeah, I mean, I I'm kind of just spitballing this right now. I didn't think of anyone beforehand. I'm just thinking of guys that could enter that coaching space. Now, this one I find a little bit interesting. His name kind of popped into my head. He's been a successful coach at the NFL level for a lot of years. Mike McCarthy.
No, I don't. He's just too old, I think. I want someone. That's another guy I would put in with Tomlin, where I kind of feel like it's just kind of passed him by. You know, it's just a new league with the roles the way they are. A Pittsburgh guy. It would be a cool story, but no.
What about another Mike Mick?
Excuse me?
Mike McDaniel.
No. No. No, absolutely not.
Oh my gosh. Okay, and the last guy that I'm going to list, and once again, if you guys are listening to this and you're like, why is he just saying the most random names in the world? It's because I am, okay? I'm just saying a bunch of random names. Now, someone that actually had a couple of links to the Penn State job because of his relationship with Pagula. How would you feel about Joe Brady being the NFL head coach for the Steelers?
He's a younger guy, good offensive guy, right? I wouldn't hate it. Is that your last name?
Yeah,
on the list.
I'll leave it out, and then okay. I want to hear like who's maybe number one on your list after this.
Okay, I mean, I wouldn't hate that, but I have three guys. Like I think 2 or 3 guys that I would prefer. I think it'd be Shula. I'll just give my ideal scenario. Shula as the head coach, and Steelhouse. I don't know how to say his name. I'm going to call him Steelhouse because it's the Steelers. Him as the offensive coordinator, and Don Shula, or not Don Shula. Not Don Shula, his grandson.
Okay, wait. Who? So, catch me up. Who is he coach of, or like what is
Shula is the defensive coordinator for the Rams.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know who you're talking about now.
They're both, and Steelhouse is the passing game coordinator for the Rams. So they're both under McVay.
Okay.
And I just think McVay is an awesome coach. So to have someone from that coaching tree, I think would be cool. But we don't have a quarterback, so it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, Drew Aller to the Steelers, baby. Let him run and gun.
Joe, just gun. We don't want him running. We don't need him running.
You need a little bit of mobility in a quarterback nowadays. You can't have a statue standing in the pocket.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, are there any big divisional storylines as we look ahead to the weekend?
I did just see pop on my phone that Sam Darnold popped up as questionable with an oblique
for the game
injury. Yeah.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, he felt something in his oblique, I guess, at practice today. So he's actually questionable for the game this weekend.
Alrighty, so I am changing my.
And who do they play?
The 49ers.
Dude, I'm telling you, the 49ers got a little bit of that team of destiny. I say that too much. Stop. Yeah. No. It's Drew. It's Drew Lock. Drew Lock. That would be awesome.
Is Jalen Milroe on their roster? Yeah, he is. Okay,
I think he's their emergency third, yeah.
That would be great. I would probably rather start Milroe than Drew Lock. Drew Lock is horrible.
Oh no, Drew Lock, that would be must-see television. Just slinging it, dude. It'd be awesome.
Wait, what if we had a separate NFL bracket where the bottom kind of like the toilet bowl for fantasy playoffs. What if we did a playoffs in, let's just say, the bottom 8 teams, but they had to start their third string quarterback?
Oh, that would be disgusting to watch. Genuinely. I'd watch it because I love football, but that'd be gross. That'd be so gross.
Okay. Well, that's Sam Darnold news. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It just happened 33 minutes ago. They listed him as questionable. So this is very, very new news.
Yeah, that's something to watch.
I guess that's something to keep an eye on. Now, I'm not going to change my best bet for the week for the sole fact that he still could play, and there's a lot of time between now and Sunday. They play Saturday. So there's a lot of time between now and then, 48 hours roughly. A lot can happen. But an oblique injury is definitely something that impacts your ability to throw the football. That's one of the worst things you can get as a quarterback.
Yeah. And I did – this is a name I forgot, but Kubiak. the offensive coordinator for
could be a good guy.
Seahawks. I'd like that too. But
okay, yeah, all right. My biggest thing that I'm looking out for in divisional weekend is going to be the last game, the Rams in Chicago. We've talked about the Rams in cold weather and rainy weather.
I'm telling you,
it's a little bit scary for them here. But we'll chat about these games as we go through in the best bet and underdogs. So as always, we're going to go over the units. I jumped myself out of last place. Once again, I think me and Hunter just keep flip-flopping at this point. Hunter is now down 11.6, and I'm down 9.5. I hit both of mine last week. We hit the Bears in a clutch comeback win, and then the Panthers thankfully covered with ease. So nice little weekend from me. I'm the only one that did go 2-0. Burnsy, you're up 1.4 now.
Sweet.
And Phil is up 1.8. I believe you guys both split last week, if I'm not mistaken. I would have to.
Well, he probably took Steelers, I would assume.
He took Steelers.
So
I could double. Well, actually, I literally have the games right here. Phil lost both. You hit Niners.
That's right. That game got up to like 6. That was just insane to me. I don't understand with how bad the Eagles have looked offensively. That was nuts. That felt free. That did feel free.
So I'll go over their picks for this week first, and then we'll talk about it. Just real quickly, Hunter is on, and we did change underdogs. It doesn't have to be plus money anymore. It just has to be whoever is not favored at the point in time when we do this. Hunter is on the Bills. So obvious reasons, they're minus 105. Slight underdogs going to Denver to take on the Broncos this week. And his best bet is going to be the over 45.5 in that game, which is at minus 112. And Phil is going to take the Texans as his underdog of the week at plus 145. And his best bet is Bills money line at minus 105. Burnsy, what do we got here?
I have the same thinking as Hunter. Underdog is going to be the Bills. This has to be the year Josh Allen does it, right?
I hope so.
It's the most open the AFC is going to get. I really think that. So I think Broncos are a good team on a bye week. The Bills just played. I mean, I don't know who the Bills are going to throw the ball to. Josh Allen might run it 50 times and get taken off in a full body cast, but I think the Bills win. Okay. So that's my underdog. My best bet is the Patriots to cover that. I don't know if you watched all that game, but anyone with eyes could see that CJ Stroud has looked horrific.
Yeah.
So if he plays like that in Foxborough, that is because they're actually a well-coached team, the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike the Pittsburgh Steelers, they have a good coach. So I think I think Patriots cover. I think it's +3. So
the Vrabel firing was one of the more interesting
or -3
that I've seen in the last decade. Yeah. That Vrabel firing from the Titans like 5 years ago was alarming. Considering once they fired him, they just turned into a dumpster fire.
They're a lot like the Jets.
Yeah,
they do everything wrong.
Why are you firing a coach? Didn't they go to the AFC Championship game one year?
I think with Derrick Henry and Tannehill.
Yeah. So like
they
had
Chiefs,
some success
maybe?
with Vrabel there. Yeah, I think they did. There was one I know the Mariota caught his own pass and I forget who they played that year, but. Okay, now mine. I'm taking a different route than everyone, and I had brought it up briefly when we talked about storylines. I'm going to take the Bears again at plus 164. Now, do I think the Bears actually win this game? No, but for how bad that I know Matt Stafford plays in weather games, and
I've been saying
how different it is. Yeah, weather does play a role, and that home atmosphere is going to be good. Like LA fans are. Now, I know you got the people from St. Louis that are like actual diehard fans, but if we talk about like the LA Rams, they're all fake fans that are just Hollywood people. Like,
yeah.
You think SoFi is? It's just A-listers.
You think Josh Richards and all of his TikTok boys are going to go to Chicago and sit in the 10-degree weather? I don't.
No.
So
no, I don't either. Yeah, they won't. Okay, so yeah, I got the Bears at plus 164, and I'm actually going to. So this is a joke tweet.
Whatever you're about to say is going to be gross. I know it.
Oh, it's disgusting. My best bet of the week is going to be the under. Can you guess which game?
The Texans game.
I'm going to take the under 40.5 in the Texans-Patriots game at minus 105. I do not see the Texans scoring more than 10 points. I don't. I just don't see it with Nico out. I don't.
Yeah, and that Texans defense that is one of the best defenses I've watched. But I think you're right. I think this could be like a 16-10 game. Like it's gonna be ugly, probably.
There's no score right now that I can think of that this would not hit. I just don't see it happening. So yeah, I'm gonna take the under in this game.
I like that.
So if we're just going one by one, are you taking the Bills over the Broncos?
Yeah,
I would probably take that as well. Niners or Seahawks?
Well, I mean, if Sam Darnold doesn't play, I'll take the Niners. But if Sam Darnold plays, I just think the Niners they are so banged up. I think Fred Warner might come back in this game.
Yeah. I had seen that, bro. Yeah.
But I saw him in practice. He's running around good. But then, like, he tried to hit a sled, and he jumped off one leg to hit the sled. Like, his one good leg. Like, look up the video when we're done. I mean, it's I don't know. I don't know if that's safe.
Not promising.
I'll take the Seahawks. I think Sam Darnold plays.
I'll take Seahawks as well here. I do think the loss of Kittle, and we didn't talk about that actually, the Achilles tear that honestly it didn't really look like an Achilles injury that we typically see. He was non-contact. That was not.
He was so taped up. Yeah. You couldn't see like the ripple that you usually see because he was so taped up because his ankle was already hurt. So that was sad. I like George Kittle.
George Kittle, man, he's been so hurt the last couple of seasons that I feel like that last wave of great tight ends is going to be gone with him and Kelsey. It's time for the new guys to come in.
I think, Oh yeah, league's in good hands when it comes to tight ends. Still,
sounds like we're both on the Patriots. Being at home and the Texans with their offensive struggles. And then the Rams-Bears. I think the Rams win this football game, but for the variance factor in the cold weather, that's why I took the Bears as my pick. But I do think the Rams should win this.
Yeah, they should win. But I've said it. I would not be surprised if the Bears win with this weather. Them LA boys playing in a dome. The Rams should win. I'll pick the Rams.
Not that this is anything crazy to say at this point because it just requires these teams to win one game. I actually see the storylines kind of unfolding before us with the Seahawks and Rams kind of having their insane games during the regular season. And then with the Patriots and Bills, who had a couple of crazy games in the regular season as well, like Josh Allen versus MVP frontrunner. Good feel-good story, Sam Darnold against an MVP frontrunner. Like, my prediction was Rams-Patriots to start the playoffs, which is still very much alive.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's Josh Allen and the Bills, although they got
I hope so.
They're so banged up, so it's going to be tough, but it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, this is a heck of a weekend. I mean, once again, we got 2 games on Saturday, 2 games on Sunday, and then we have the national championship game on Monday. So a lot of football to look forward to this weekend. Glad we don't have any weird Thursday or Friday night games. We appreciate you guys for listening today. I know there's not a whole lot of – there's still good conversation going on, but with 2 people, it's a little bit harder to have a lot of those like in-depth like groupthink kind of discussions. So we do appreciate you guys sitting through this podcast, getting to learn a little bit with us. Let us know who you think should be the next Steelers head coach and who you think is going to win this national championship game on Monday. That's it? That's all you got to say is yep?
No, I want to end with good riddance, Mike Tomlin. I'm free at last.
Not a full Steelers fan, but I am happy for you guys. This is genuinely the James Franklin situation. You guys have been stuck in purgatory for a while. It's better to be be down there for a little bit so you can get up there than just sitting at that line every single season.
Absolutely.
Yep. I get it. So appreciate you guys for listening in. We appreciate you. Peace.
Peace.